This is Cassie.
And this is Jessie.
And you are listening to
Off Her Chops.
Off Her Chops.
Off Her Chops.
Off Her Chops.
Welcome back. Pork chops.
See, we're already in scene.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
As you can see, pork chops, we have a lovely, jacked,
Tattooed.
gorgeous, beautiful, tattooed,
Bearded
man, gentleman.
Don't be fooled by the shirt, jacked.
Mr. Ronnie Arneal, aka.
You're gonna use my government name on the show? Is that what we're using government names here? Wow.
AKA the Ron Dog, AKA the Chairman, AKA Shawn Spears, AKA Perfect10n,
Been around
AKA
forever.
Ty Dillinger,
Hey, back in the good days.
Cassie's Ball and Chain. Got the good man with us.
The old hubby.
Hello,
Hello,
wife. Hello, wife.
Hello, hubby.
Thank
How you doing,
for
ladies?
being Here, we really appreciate you coming.
First time having you on. The whole bloody first 2 seasons, she's like, when are you going to have me on?
Well, if you want to come on this episode.
We used to do a lot of skits for the YouTube. We used to do some game
We
stuff
did.
and videos.
My YouTube,
But
yeah.
that doesn't count, does it? Does
No.
this officially...
This is
Does
the
this
podcast.
make me a pork chop?
It makes you
As long
an
as-
official pork chop.
Well,
All right. She said it. Don't take it back.
No,
Yeah,
I
She
wasn't
said
going
it.
to take it back. I was just going to say to be a pork chop, you just have to be like a support us.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to be a guest to be a pork chop.
She's saying you don't support her, mate.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
right?
saying you do
That-
support
you
us.
heard the
therefore
same thing
you
I heard,
About
right?
that. We can go there.
All right. Gee, I'll work harder. You got it.
You do. I have to say, I've never seen you in a hat like that and a shirt like that,
Uh-huh.
and I'm digging it.
Hey,
You're digging it.
I'm
see?
digging the look.
Okay, let me-
Snooks, take.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not digging it.
Okay,
I'm
let
digging
me
it.
talk to you about
Okay.
this. Okay, so my husband's style is how some people say,
Non-existent.
Ooh.
just not very good.
Oh, not good.
Not.
Yeah.
Look, you wear a $6 belt from the gas station. You can't tell me your style is good.
Do you want to know the reason for that, pork chops and everybody else? It's because all my money goes to my wife and my son and my family,
Aw.
so I don't need $200 belts. I don't need $200 sunglasses. I don't need anything like that because
Well, yeah, because
I'm
we
wearing
just
it and no one
bought
can see
you a
it.
pair of Ray-Bans that you left at the
And
venue.
Snooks is
And
smiling.
I left it
He's
at
agreeing.
a marina. So yeah,
I don't know. I love that answer, but
Yeah.
when you walk buys a Louis Vuitton belt, you gotta wear it though.
no one can see it. What if my shirt's over top of it? You can't see it. No one knows I'm
it's
wearing it
vibe.
except me.
It is the vibe,
know?
and it makes you feel a certain
Feel
way.
good. No.
My
Okay.
$6 belt holds up my pants. That's its job. I feel great as long as my pants don't fall down.
Okay. That's yeah.
As long as you don't have any problems taking off the belt, we're good.
Oh my gosh.
We're good.
Apparently not
YouTube, not made for kids. Okay, so this I feel like this is my style that
Yes.
I like, that I buy to dress. But this t-shirt, okay, so I really like the tomboy look as well.
Love
So
it.
I have a bunch of oversized tees, and I particularly bought this one for myself.
7XL, by the way.
No, it's not. It's just regular large, and it's a unisex tee. So I did buy it for myself.
Okay.
And I tried it on. It's like it's a little like it's.
There's a fine line with oversized
Yeah, it
tees.
is. And I would say it's
Yeah.
just past the line. So
Yeah.
I thought, I'll see if a husband wants it. If he
Yeah.
doesn't, I'll keep it. But I'll see if he wants it. I know he doesn't like oversized.
Oh, nice.
I've bought him oversized in the past, and he's just kind of like doesn't care too much.
I'll
about
wear it out of respect. Maybe
of
not all the
respect.
time, but I'll wear it out of respect.
Respect.
If you buy something and say, "Would you like it?" I'll say, "Absolutely." I will never deny a gift from my wife.
Okay, sure. So in saying that, so he tried it on last night after he got out of the shower. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll have it. And I was like, oh, cool. He's gonna, wear an oversized tee that I like, that I bought. He said, bloody wears it as a pajama top.
Yeah,
You went to bed in it.
It's a
in the
fashion
comfort of
tee.
my own home.
Oh,
And she's like, "No, you can wear that out." I go, "Absolutely not."
it's a fashion tee. I would 100% put that in fashion tee.
Yes.
Maybe we're going shopping for the day. Maybe a nice
Yeah.
lunch date with the family.
Yeah, with the
Stroll
hat.
around. Definitely with the hat.
There's
'Cause you
so
style it.
many. I can get caught on stuff. It can get.
I
it's-
think
there's-
this is sexy.
Yeah.
Well, the hat
It's a
complements the shirt. It's
yeah,
I'm
it's the
putting
whole
I'm
look.
putting
That's
it
the
together
thing.
for this podcast only. Don't get used to this look.
Yeah.
This is the only time you're probably ever going to see it.
Damn, even the black watch. I just noticed
Right,
that
right.
too.
Yeah, I don't like to wear things like on my hands or wrists.
Right.
No wedding ring. Here she goes. Here she goes. No,
I hate
no
wearing
wedding
my
ring.
wedding band.
I don't like anything but for the podcast. This is
Yeah.
for you, buddy.
It's
This is for you.
looking schmick. I
Yeah,
like it.
that's the thing. When you put a nice outfit together,
Yeah.
it's good.
Good. It's good.
Yeah.
All right,
Points
well,
for
for you. Points for you, Rondo.
I'll take them. I'll take the
Take
points
a
where I can get.
compliment.
I'm curious as to what your viewers will think, but if it's
Yeah, let us
majority,
know.
if it's a
Yeah.
majority vote, I'm pretty sure they might side with me.
Okay, in the comments, pork chops, I want to
Yeah.
let you know if you agree or disagree with Rondog's outfit.
Yes, please let us know.
Let us know. Well, we just thought we'd dive straight into your life.
That sounds like something you would do
Yeah.
immediately.
Right, we're getting right into it.
What is that old show in Australia? This Is Your Life.
Oh yeah. Wait, is that the segment that
It was a whole show.
Rock did for Mick? No.
Mick did it for rock.
Mick did it for Rock, there you go. It was This Is Your Life, right?
Wait, so
Yeah.
that's not an Australian show. Oh.
I think that might be. It might still be the highest rated segment on
of
Raw
all time,
in history.
right?
Yeah, still
wow.
to this
Wild.
day.
Do you remember watching
I think
that?
so.
Oh,
That might have been
so funny.
That was before my time. I didn't start watching until Rock had already moved on.
Okay, yeah. This was like classic Attitude Era. They brought in his like a science teacher or something, and this old lady walks out, and Rock's like, "You gave me a D. Get the hell out of here!" It was the funniest shit ever. Oh gosh, good times. Back to your life.
We're gonna go from rock to me.
Yeah, I know.
Great segue.
Well, it is a good segue because I was taking my notes down for this episode.
doing your
Make sure I
homework.
don't miss anything over you.
Respect.
And you've been in this industry a long time,
Ugh.
over 20 years, right?
What are we at? 21 this year?
It'll be 22 in
20.
January.
22 in January.
Going on 22.
And companies that you have worked for, just to name a few,
Hit us with it.
we go back to OVW days, we go FCW, we go NXT, we go WWE, we go AEW. I mean, I think there's a very few people that have experienced what you have experienced, and it's quite fascinating and incredible.
Wasn't there another one you did too? Smoky? No.
I didn't do another. No, you're talking about smoke. I didn't. I'm not that old, sweetheart.
No, I'm thinking of something different. Because there was OVW, what was the, there was like two?
There was Deep South.
Deep South, that's what I was thinking.
Okay,
but I never spent any time in Deep South. I got the option to go to Louisville, so
Okay.
that was what worked out for me. Did a little bit of time in All Japan Pro Wrestling.
There you go.
How old were you then when you were in All Japan?
Oh gosh, that was.
You had your 30th birthday, didn't
Yeah,
you?
that's right. I turned 30
Yeah.
in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, one of my most memorable birthdays ever was at a McDonald's in Japan.
I
Awesome.
love that.
It was the greatest.
That's such a
So yeah,
world
30
experience.
years old.
Wow. And when did you start wrestling?
Late. I started when I was 21, which oddly enough, now that I'm over 40, I've been wrestling legitimately half of my life.
Yeah, that's
So
So
crazy.
21 years. Half of my
That's
life
so
I've been
funny.
actually wrestling.
Damn, because when I was going through everything, and I feel like I know all this about you, but we've never really sat down and spoke about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Snoogs was, in the office, probably double checking my notes
Sup,
or whatever.
Snoogs?
And he's like,
Well, we
make
haven't
sure-
introduced Producer Snooks for the episode.
Producer Snoogs is here
In the building.
with Latte,
Latte too.
who's asleep on the ground.
And Producer Snooks is wearing the Inspirations pink t-shirt.
Still available too, mate.
What size is that, Snooks?
Wrestling.
What size you got? You got
Size
a,
of
yeah,
large.
like a man large, or is it a extra
Oversized.
7XL?
Unisex large.
It's a
Alright.
Mabel's large. And he said, make sure you ask Ronnie about his time in OVW wrestling John Cena and Cody Rhodes. And I went, what? And then I turned around and he proceeded to tell me probably the first 10 years of your career. And I was like, okay. And Snooks has always been a big fucking mark. But he just knows everything about wrestling.
Started calling the wizard.
And I was like, shit, I didn't even know. Like, I feel like I said, I feel like I knew, but I didn't really know. Like, you were around when those people were just getting started and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And you were wrestling them in OVW. And that was kind of like the first, I guess that was the first kind of developmental before they had, oops, hit the microphone. Before they had a developmental system, OVW was like,
It was like the feeder system.
Right.
wasn't it?
It's
Yeah,
kinda
there
like
was a
you
few
go there.
different feeder systems. There was even one before that. I cannot remember. I want to say it was in Tennessee somewhere. But OVW was the main one, and it was pretty much
Yeah.
put on the map because that's where Shelton came from. Cena, Lesnar, Orton, Batista, all those
Dang.
talents came from that one specific
Wow.
location. So,
That is wild.
and that's just to name a few.
Yeah.
Um,
And you remember training and wrestling, and you remember like performing with them, and that's
it was one of my
crazy.
favorite times in OVW.
Who was the coach there? Was that Al Snow?
Al was, he came in. I think Cornette had left just before.
Okay.
So by the time I got down there, Al Snow was in charge of the developmental system. Danny Davis was the owner and operator of OVW, and Rip Rogers had the
Gotcha.
non-contracted talent, but Al Snow was the writer, and we did television every week, and Yeah, he put me in some good spots.
That's where you had that great story with Cody and Cherry, right?
Do some domino and cherry with Cody. Yeah.
I never saw it, but he's told me the stories about this angle, and it sounds like so much fun.
I would love to see the footage.
Yeah,
it's just, we had the luxury of, there wasn't a lot of hands-on in OVW at the time, and what I mean by that is no higher-ups were really sticking their nose.
Yeah.
It was more, it wasn't laid back, it was just more of like, okay, who's doing well, who's ready to come up at this certain time. But in terms of creatively and stuff, it was a lot of it was Al and some talent and Danny putting together these TVs.
The best combination.
And when we had to do any promos or backstage stuff, they just kind of gave us the floor and said, okay, just kind of, what do you guys think? This is the storyline, this is where we're going, how can we get there? And it was almost like a team collaborative.
That's the best
they were
way.
trusting the process, and they're trusting us as talents to come up with something good, but we're also learning at the same time.
Yeah.
So if I give a suggestion to Alan, he goes, not bad, but here's how we can make it better. I go, oh, damn. And then Cody will chime in. And I'll go, oh, it's even better. Let's do that. And then now everybody's learning because we're communicating.
Gosh, to be a fly in the wall.
So it was just...
Seriously.
Yeah.
Do you have any footage from back then? Or
I do have some CD-ROMs. I do have some CD-ROMs buried somewhere. I think there's a highlight reel of our time there. I'm pretty sure if you deep dive on
YouTube or something,
like Daily Motion or something, you can probably find
Snooks, get on that for us.
Some,
I'd love to post
so would I.
some stuff. But
so
I was fortunate enough to be put in some really fun, good storylines.
And now all these years later, a little bit full circle, you're kind of doing the same at Flatbacks. Like you're like not, and it's not obviously not TV or a Vita system or anything like that, but it's like it's a collaborative effort where you're teaching and you're helping like.
And a lot of people get eyes on them because of Flatbacks too. So it kind of is.
We're able to take myself and Breeze out of
Mr. Breeze.
Mr. Breeze.
Tyler.
I'm not going to call him Mr. Breeze.
Surprised you just said.
Little bitch Breeze. Do not edit that out. Do not edit that out. It's taking all those teachings from all those talents throughout the course of all those years and trying to instill as much as you can in young talent, in the course of 8 weeks. They're not going to be able to retain it all, but if they can take one small thing each day and just start to wrap their mind around the concept, you're only going to get better each day. Or it's one day, it's 2 years from now, 3 years from now, something's going to click and you're going to go, that's what he meant. And then it's on to the next thing and then the next. And that's all this industry is. It's just an evolution of learning, getting better.
Never ending.
That's it. It's never ending. If you think you got it,
you're
an idiot, get out.
I mean, Cass and I always, whenever we have like a question that's like, how do I get into wrestling? We're always like, go to Flatbacks. Because it is the perfect school, because you and Breeze have the perfect dynamic as coaches, but also you both have so much knowledge, not just on like your personal experiences alone, but also in the ring, promo work, experiences that you've had backstage, interacting with other people, interacting with other companies, social media, like you kind of grew up with it all. So, I mean, if there's anyone that wants to get into it, like it has to be Flatbacks.
I will say, like, I was wrestling and on the independent scene for 5 years before I got signed, and then even like our first 6 months at the PC, like you're learning from all these like amazing coaches, but honestly things didn't start clicking for me until we started having those conversations with both you and Breeze.
100%.
And that was my in.
Yeah.
That was my in.
We will get to
that. Hey, come here, kid. Let's work a little bit.
Let me show you a headlock.
You say that like such an old man.
Let me show you a headlock.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, that's so true. We've always said that you and Breeze we could always go to you. Like, hey, this sucks. Make it better.
Make sense.
Yeah, why is this not clicking? And you guys would be like, oh. And it's the advanced problem solving. You guys would have the problem and then take 10 seconds to be like, no, it needs to be this. And we're like, well, aren't we fucking done?
Yeah.
No,
like
that's the thing. So I'll give you an example. I used to have the same things where I remember me and Eric Young were working a takeover, and it was in Texas. I think it was the night before the Rumble, 2017.
Oh my gosh.
And we've been working live events in NXT, building up to this big takeover match, and we couldn't find a way to get in. He does a wheelbarrow finish. He got his wheelbarrow, pops you out, and hits a neck breaker up and finish. For the life of us, we could not find a way to get into that. And we had tried a couple different things on live events, and it wasn't. We didn't feel it was pay-per-view quality enough. So we're like, Shawn Michaels was down in NXT at the time, so we're like, we wanted to figure it out ourselves because he trained me. Eric Young, he trained me, so he's been wrestling for I think 23 or 25 years. I don't know how long. He's been a little longer, so this meant a lot to us to perform on this stage. So we're just like, let's just go to Shawn Michaels and see what he has in mind. We went to Shawn. Shawn went,
I love it.
Oh, just those two don't drop kick and go to sling skin the cat back in, grab.
Oh
Wheel-
my
and I went,
gosh.
I'm the worst,
I mean,
I'm the
that's
worst
why-
wrestler alive. I'm the
that's
worst
why
wrestler
he's-
alive. We just looked at each other and went,
Why can't we?
You're the greatest
think-
of all time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
that's
why.
them passing it to us and us
Yeah.
going, hey, you guys can try this. And you guys go, oh, now people are going to come to you guys and go, how can
Down
we make
the
this? And you
line,
go, oh,
yeah.
just try this. And they'll go,
Yeah.
that's just how this all works, just in a
I love
thousand
it.
different scenarios.
I love
I
it.
know. That's
Bloody
so cool.
HBK.
Bloody
The,
HBK.
the best,
Great
greatest
kid,
of all
great
time,
kid.
greatest of all
Mr.
time.
Mr. WrestleMania.
Yeah, the best.
That's so cool. And then, so obviously you went OVW, transitioned to FCW, and then you were in NXT where you met some pretty cool Australian females.
Yeah, true.
Oh, sorry, I did have a question about flatbacks. I just forgot. I would love to know what your biggest pet peeve is
Oh, you're gonna,
from a
wow.
student, but also
this is going to lose me business.
the thing that you love to teach, whether it's a move, whether it's you love a certain promo, or just something about that you love to teach. You're like, oh, it's that day. Fuck yeah, I get to
Chop
teach
day.
that. Chop day. Yeah.
No, chop days. Some,
that's
some
my
classes
favorite.
we got is your favorite because you're the devil inside.
No, I like being entertained and people's reactions entertain me.
Yeah.
There's a reason for chop day, and it's not what
I
everybody thinks.
understand.
What I love to teach. It's not so much anything specific. Like I don't specifically love promo day or love
Back body drop
move
day.
day or back pad. I do love the
I
crash
love that
crash
day.
pad
Crash pad
crash
day,
pad
yeah.
stuff is fun. I think what gets me the most, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for Breeze on this, is when there's a breakthrough for somebody, when they actually recognize themselves either getting better or getting a little more confident or,
Or
going,
something clicks.
oh, so like because we still have, we train the guns. I'm gonna throw Austin in there. He had a little bit of experience before he came to us, but we pretty much adopt him as one of our
Yeah.
own. But Colton we trained from scratch.
Yep.
Keanu James, Harley Cameron. So even when they come back and they're still, in NXT or they're still on AEW and they still have those moments of,
Yeah.
and it almost helps me recognize things too that I'm kind of like, oh, that could work. Like that's exciting when talent who is already being successful is still having those light bulb moments. And then when young, impressionable kids, which is the majority of them are, that we get, that can either rise to the occasion or fold up in like a chair, depending on how they, get acclimated to everything. When you see them getting a little more confident, when you see them kind of break through, you kind of go, all right. Because I remember what it was like in those situations. I remember
that
standing
was
there being
you.
nervous,
Totally.
freaking out and being smaller than everybody else and going, oh my God.
And
Or getting hurt
yeah.
and getting banged up and going, oh my God, is this how it is? So I'm able to put myself in that position.
Yeah.
So I'm able to say that to them too. So a lot of the times, if they're getting run down or I can see it on their faces like, oh, you're thinking about quitting, are you? And they're just like, I was like, I was like this too. Who's your favorite wrestler? Oh, John Cena. Yeah. At some point, John Cena had to start in the exact same spot you did too. He had to sit in a chair and be told what to do. And he did it.
And now look at him.
Look at him. Why not you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
8
love
weeks
that.
for the rest of your life. That's usually what
that's
my
so good.
And
line
what
is.
kills me is that sometimes that just doesn't even motivate people.
Which gets me to my next point.
Okay,
What
here we
pisses
go.
me off.
Give it to me. I'm so excited.
So, and when I say this, it's not like this is news to them. So if any of you kids are watching this, you've probably heard this before. So I tell them there's two different sides of what they get from me because I'm still active. I still wrestle. Despite what you guys think or may not see me on TV, I'm still in the ring 4 times a week,
Yeah.
by the way.
Taking those
all
bumps.
the time.
And you're still a contracted television talent.
Yes.
Right. But if I'm not on TV, people just think you're out of sight, out of mind. And you come
Right.
back, you wrestle, and then you're off again for
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
4, 5 weeks. That's not the case. I'm in a ring quite a bit. I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Because I was starting to go off on a...
Yep. The internet, yes, the internet can do that to you where they just
The
assume
internet,
the
the Google
The
machine.
Google machine. And they just know everything about you and where you are and what you're doing. And you say, no, I don't think that's right. But you were talking about biggest pet peeve.
No, I speak to them in terms of a coach and wrestler. So the coach in me is about to tell you what no one else will tell you, what other wrestlers won't tell you. But the wrestler side of me doesn't care because I'm still competition. I'm your competition. So when I explain certain things to them, it's in that light. So for an example, a lot of people, when they go to wrestling school, I think it's lost on them, and it's not their fault, it's just they have no idea. What they see is what they see on TV. They see the lights, the cameras, they see the costumes, they see the moves, and
The
they
finished product.
they see
Yeah.
3 or 4 minutes, and they go, oh, well, I mean,
I could do that.
it can't be that hard, right?
Yeah.
And then what they don't see is the 90-degree weather, rolling, sweating,
Oh my
falling,
gosh.
bumping, push-ups, sit-ups, squats,
Yeah.
constantly. They don't see any of this kind of stuff, right? And it's not their fault, just no one tells them that. So their preparation level is very low. So we had students in this class, and it's not their fault, but could barely do a push-up. Did not know how to squat. So we have to teach them kind of how to protect their knees, protect your shoulders, like all this stuff. We kind of have to get their bodies ready for the beating that's about to take, with the bumps and everything like that. So I think lack of preparation is really big. And I don't know if it's a generational thing. I have
For sure.
A lot of kids, or at least I see, are not giving themselves enough time. They're not giving themselves a chance.
Yeah.
Like the first week of flatbacks is cardio. That's it. Cardio. You're going to be in a ring. You're going to be doing push-ups. You're going to be doing squats. You're going to be moving. And you're going to be jumping in and out of the ring and all that kind of stuff. And by day 3, they're just like, I don't know if this is for me. And it's like, just wait. Let's have this conversation again next week if you feel the same way.
Yeah.
By the next week, they're feeling a little bit better. They're getting a little more used to it. I just think a lot of young kids, sadly, are ready to give up before they find out what their potential is. And that's one thing that I'm adamant about when they first come in, is like, you guys don't know your limits. You're 19, 20, 21, 22. You're not supposed to know your limits. As a coach, it's my job to find them. And once we find them, it's our job to push through them, because that's where you get uncomfortable. And once you get comfortable being uncomfortable, that's where really special shit begins to happen. So
that's so true.
It's not that I get mad at those pet peeves. I just have to work through them. And if someone allows me to work through them with them, they get jobs.
I think that's so funny that you say generational, because I 100% it is. Because when we started training, I mean, the goal was always to get to WWE, but we knew it wouldn't be a year. Like it would be years of us working, and we understood that.
And we were very prepared to put in whatever work we had to.
So that when we got that opportunity, we were like, okay, this
ready
is it.
for it.
I think I think social media has a lot to do with it, actually, because when they see people on TikTok that can randomly become a celebrity like that because they go viral for something, and they're shot to fame, or they see, now they recruit a lot of athletes, so they can see an athlete get put on TV in a month, and they think, oh, okay, it can happen that fast, but that's not realistic for everybody else type thing. So it's interesting that you say that.
I think it's an evolution of the industry.
Yeah.
I think to a degree, a lot of people think it's elevated in terms of it's moves. Things need to be faster, and things need to be more high risk. Not the case. That's not what it is. It's moving faster in terms of, like you said, who can get in front of people, or who can get paid to do this for a living. If someone has 1 million followers on TikTok, they might just get signed based on that.
Yeah.
If someone is a standout football player out of some university or college and they go to a tryout, they might get pulled into the WWE system just based on how they look. At the end of the day, whatever your reason is for getting your foot in the door, I don't have a problem with it. Just know that at some point, you're gonna have to give into the marquee. And wrestling is in the marquee. World Wrestling Entertainment, All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
You're going to have to learn how to do this at some point.
Yeah.
I think a lot of young people feel like once they're in, I'm good.
Yeah.
That is not how this works.
Yeah.
And you might have, if you've been skipping under the radar for a year, 2,
Or
3,
even if
4.
you're using it as a stepping stone. It's
not gonna work.
I don't, I'll be honest, I don't mind if it's even used as a stepping stone. I don't mind, because I've seen Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I've seen Logan Paul.
They're like already at the top. I don't think it's a stepping stone
so to that point, if they're already at the top, why are they coming in and putting their bodies through this?
Yeah. They have to.
But look what they're doing.
And
they don't have to do
they're
it.
so
That's true.
good too, because they respect what we do, and they have put in that. I don't know how much time. I feel like those two specifically, Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, are just a natural athletes.
Natural.
And it's just kind of come to them. But even those guys who are at the top of their field, they've come in, they respect our industry, they put in the work and they put in the time, and they are in those huge positions because honestly, they deserve it.
Yeah, I got no problems with any of that.
Yeah.
What I got problems with, and I see it a lot on a weekly basis, is a lot of people that have contracts, feel they've made it, and don't put any effort into their craft. And it shows. It shows
That's
in
a
the
lot
ring.
of people.
Yeah.
And then everybody complains.
That used to piss me off too, because we when we were still WWE, we'd always try and find time to train. Whether it was whatever we could get, we were always trying to work on ourselves. And there are those people, like you say, that just don't work.
They reach their goal and then they stop working
Exactly.
at it.
Whereas what you said, it's always about learning. You can never stop learning in this business. And because wrestling is evolving so quickly. There's trends that come and go. There's different things about entertainment that can be. There's cultural like stuff that can happen. It's always you always have to be.
Well, the world
learning.
moves fast. Look what happens when a celebrity passes away. And we've lost a lot in recent, it seems like we've lost a lot, but they'll get a good 24, 48 hours on Twitter, and then it's on to the next world issue or the next something. Wrestling's the same way, right? Our attention span is very short. And I mean us as an audience, just in general. If you're watching a show and it doesn't grab you in 5 minutes, you're gonna change it. You're not gonna give it that time.
Or you're gonna pick up your phone.
We have to remember that for our wrestling audience. They'll sit there and they'll watch all the flips and they'll watch all this and they'll give you this is awesome, and they're like, what's next?
Yeah.
Where's the tables? Where's the chairs?
That instant
we want more.
gratification.
Wonderful, I understand. There is a way to work that, which is our job, is to work.
Yeah.
To either take away or give, depending on what the situation is. I'm just worried that a lot of young talent think that more means more.
Yeah.
Give me more, so land on my head more, take more higher risks, and you see all these clips all over the place of guys flipping and not getting caught and they're landing on concrete on the indies and they're going to dive on tables and they're missing and they're I'm like, oh my god, these poor kids. And
Never.
For us, it was like a challenge. Like when people would come to us and want to do like some crazy ideas, we would always try and we'd say it as a joke, like, oh, how about a snapmare? Or something super basic, but it was like a challenge for us to like make something basic like that as exciting as it would to be someone go through a table.
Exactly.
There's time and place. I think there's time and place. Go through tables, cool. You want to get, I swing chair, I hit people with chairs, or I land on chairs, or I've been through tables. There's a time and place for it.
And I think the art of building a card has kind of become wish-washy now, because
Wish-washy.
back in the wish-washy. Because we used to build up to whatever the show was happening, and it doesn't mean that you can only do like one power bomb show or whatever, or one table. I understand that there's storylines that have to involve different things, but when the first match has everything, and then you're like, oh.
Yeah,
we've got an Oklahoma roll as our finish. So you think, oh my gosh, do I have to go bigger and bigger and bigger, and every match has to outperform the next?
Of all the roll-ups that pop into your mind, an Oklahoma roll.
I went to say schoolgirl. I was like, no, be more inventive.
Oklahoma, she'll get you. She'll sneak up on you.
But we used to always pride of ourselves on that. But I feel like we used to always go to you guys and be like, they want to do people. I want to say they, because people get excited and they want to do moves, and I understand that. But I'd be like, what can we do that's still exciting with this, rather than all of us killing ourselves?
An Oklahoma roll can still work if it's built properly.
Well, that was the challenge that we
always used to put ourselves on, try and make the most basic, in terms of just moves, still entertaining.
I think a lot of it is based on, and it drives me nuts, but it is a thing. It's ratings. You want to grab as many viewers and eyeballs as you can, and I don't care what anybody says, wrestling is not just in competition with wrestling. We're in competition with everything.
With entertainment.
AEW is not in competition with WWE, and vice versa. We are in competition with Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, every streaming service. We want eyeballs.
Yeah,
so, when people give whatever network or whatever show shit because the ratings were 500 or 600,000 and they weren't 8 or 900,000, that's still 500,000 more eyeballs that are on your product and not somewhere else.
Exactly.
But
that's a lot of people.
But sadly, not sadly, there's a method to all this kind of stuff too, right? You gotta remember that when there's networks involved, there's always somebody higher up. Wrestlers who put a lot of stock in this, it could cause some issues, but you can drive yourself mad. For me, it's above my pay grade. It's not up to me about the ratings. I have no part in it. My job is to go out and do what I'm asked to do. That is it. That is all.
Crazy trying to control that as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of that books the card. To my point, is like we want something exciting. We need something important for the crossover, and we need something to hold a rating to the main event. A lot of that comes into play. Tape shows are a little more. You can play a little more. So if I'm trying to build a young talent, I can have him in the main event of a tape show, and I can have him have a great match. I can have him, if my plan is to put him in the main event, I'll put him up first on a tape show because the crowd's excited. They don't care. They'll have all the big reactions, but I'll air that in the main event. So when he comes out in the main event, he still gets those big reactions, and you go, oh.
Gotcha, yeah.
You're able to cut and paste. You cut and paste. Sorry if I'm not supposed to give out that information. I think they do that in everything. But do you know what I mean? There's ways tape shows are a little more. You can play with it. Huh?
That's true.
Stay in your mic.
Am I not being loud enough?
Snook's has when you have to stay close.
Snook's giving this a thumbs up.
Okay.
He says I'm bad.
See, I'm always getting yelled at. Let's stay in the mic. Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Always
It's always me. He always picks on me. Says move this way, move that way. Shut up.
It's a producer. It's the,
Yeah,
it's
that's
the producer.
true. That's true.
Snug dog.
Snug dog.
So being in NXT and WWE and that whole system, and then having, you know, an awesome career on the main roster as well, and then kind of shifting and leaving and being with AEW, do you see any differences between the two? Because I feel like people do pit them against each other as there's this big rivalry, personal vendetta, and it's just all wrestling. And if you're a wrestling fan, you should just want to watch wrestling and enjoy it and stuff like that. When I watch them, I see differences in the way they're shot and the matches. I see differences. I see differences in the way they tell their stories. But at the end of the day, it's still a wrestling show with storylines. Do you see, what are the biggest differences or similarities that you see between them? Because you've kind of been all over.
Yeah, I love the differences. I love, I can see them. I think there should be differences.
Absolutely.
In terms of audience, in terms of WWE fans and AEW fans and going against each other, I don't care what side you're on, because at the end of the day, you're talking about wrestling. You're furthering the growth of the industry. As long as somebody's watching wrestling, I don't give a shit, because it just means that it's going to be around longer, and my students have an opportunity, or I still have an opportunity, or my friends still have jobs. Like all this stuff is just better for the growth of wrestling. So if you need to go on Twitter and nag or anywhere else, by all means. I don't care what you're saying, as long as it's for the benefit of pro wrestling. Differences. Like, they both are big companies. They both move fast. So television is television. It's the same. You hear the term, the grass is greener on the other side, or whatever. Not necessarily the case. If you've been in the industry long enough, you understand how it works. A television show needs to be put on, so time needs to be accounted for.
And live TV as well.
Yeah,
live TV. There's camera shots, like that's how we teach at Flatbacks. We teach the way that kind of, we teach television wrestling style. So you're slowing down enough, a lot of more investment in the characters, things like that. I think WWE does a great job with characters. I think they're able to establish characters more, or they at least put more time into the establishment of characters. I think we'll get there, AEW, just because we've only been around for 4.5 years.
I think people forget how new AEW is.
And they expect like the world of
like straight away. And I'm like, no. It took a long time for WWE to reach where it's at. And AEW in 4.5 years has accomplished. Oh my gosh, so much. Wembley coming up and everything like that's insane.
So to that point, WWE has this, I think, a 55 or 60 year head start on us, which is wonderful. But to your point, it's only going to get worse now because we packing 80,000 people into a stadium. So again, it's going to be monumental. It's going to be historic. And then a month later, they're going to go, okay, what's next?
What do we do now?
We just put 80,000 people. We just surpassed WrestleMania 3. We just surpassed SummerSlam 92 in attendance. This is going to be massive.
Let that sink in for a little bit. Let's calm
business,
down, people.
We're doing okay. Like, the business is good. And if the difference is, there needs to be differences. We're an alternative. We've said that from the beginning. AEW is an alternative. For whatever that means as an individual or as a wrestling fan, whatever your interpretation of that is, enjoy it. It's just wrestling.
That's the thing.
I love that.
Put on for your entertainment. That's
it.
That's what it is.
That's it. It's just wrestling. And at the end of the day, you all want to entertain. So all you idiots out there, just shut up and enjoy the program.
Or don't. Whine about it, but just keep talking about it. Who cares? Keep trending, keep it going, keep it, whatever you got to do.
And put us all over. That's all we ask for.
Oh, no one puts me over. No one.
You and me both, darling.
No one puts me over, brother.
This one gets put over.
No, I don't.
This one puts me over. Huh? What? Yeah, this one puts me over.
Hey.
Hey. That means never mind.
Get that big shot. Okay. I won't say that. I promise I wouldn't talk about something.
What do we?
Sexual.
No, I pieced that together, but
I just laughed at she referred to the microphone as a schlong.
Big schlong.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah.
Are you referring that I have?
Big schlong.
Big schlong. Not that she's ever seen it, you guys.
No, I
you might want to clarify that. I was waiting for you to.
People think we're lesbian. They're gonna think that we start doing some.
Well, we used to all travel together and stay in the same hotel room, and we used to joke that he had two girlfriends, two wives. Hey,
Hey.
Open to your interpretation. Just kidding, Snooks. Just kidding, bud.
Snooks is like, it's all right. Okay.
What do your notes say?
Sorry, I've got one note left. So, you put wrestling aside, and you are a family man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we can all agree on. I think that's something that
Hey.
I think that's something we can all kind of, Snooks included, we can all agree on that family, you know, wrestling's great, career is great, family, most important thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most important thing in the world. So you've recently had beautiful baby boy.
My son.
Your son.
Yeah, our son. But I was calling my boy.
Your
my
boy.
boy. Yeah.
Austin he's just so freaking cute, and he's just the sweetest boy.
I'm gonna cry. I feel like every time we talk about him, I just like my eyes a little water.
It looks like his mama.
He doesn't,
No, I think he looks like you.
And he looks like his papa too.
Oh, I love it. And so I'd love to, I have so many questions about fatherhood in general. I just love to get the dad's perspective, because, you know, we did a pregnancy episode that a little bit back where Cass explained, you know, pregnancy for her, labor for her and everything, and how that changed her life. But, you know, a father's perspective is so unique because you're watching. And there are some times where you can't do anything. You have to rely on, you know, when she's in labor, you have to rely on the nurses, and you have to rely on all these other things, which I know was hard for you.
That was a shit show.
You know, and you're a protective husband, and you want the best for your wife. So I think it's hard for you just to sit there and just to watch her go through labor. But then also so what was that like? And then also, how have you enjoyed watching Cass
put me over,
become a mother? Because obviously, you know, breastfeeding, you don't have the breasts, unfortunately. So
no, she had her boobs out a lot more, which is cool.
But you got to see her care for your son, and have that bond, and then your bond with him. So what was that whole kind of experience like from her labor to you guys both entering parenthood together?
Did you go into great detail about your labor?
Yeah,
Okay.
I from A to Z.
Cool.
An hour and a half episode.
Yeah, that was
So
bad.
they're caught up to date if you want to refer back to anything.
Yeah, that was bad, and this isn't common knowledge because I don't say anything on. I'm a pretty private person, so if something happens to me, I don't post anything on Twitter. I'm just, even in like when people pass away or wrestlers or anything, I don't say anything on Twitter. I handle things my own way. Yeah. The night she went into labor, I tore my calf training in the ring. So
worst time.
So I'm at home. I can barely walk, and I'm sitting there, and
I had false labor the night before too, so we knew something was probably going to be happening.
Cooking up soon.
So I have my guy come to the school. He's a physical, and he goes, "Yeah, it's torn." He's like, "I don't think it needs. It's probably like a grade 2." He's like, "I don't think it needs any surgery, but we'll see how it goes." I'm like, "Oh, great." So we get home, and later on that night, just when I think I got it pretty bad, she starts going into labor. So we had kind of planned for so we had like some stuff packed, and we had a plan of ready to go, but I could barely walk. I'm literally stick-legged. Like, by the time we got to the hospital, they're like, "Do you need a wheelchair?" And I'm like,
I didn't know this.
My wife, like, I'm fine. They're like, you sure? You look like shit.
I'm wheel him to a doctor.
Yeah, like it's just
me to labor him to the doctor.
So, and we had to go up and down, and there's hallways and all that kind of stuff. The good news was, I think you probably told me you were the only one in having a baby that night.
Yeah, you did.
So
they
were able to get her in and took care of her and all that kind of stuff. But you know, with the plan and everything that we'd had in place,
about as far as
a birthing center, as far as
having an
trying natural, nope,
Completely
everything was flipped. And I'm sure you told them about the nurses.
Yes.
So that was the hardest part.
Yeah. They were the only two, like, I feel like negatives of the whole experience.
Yeah, out of everyone.
They were.
That sucks, because it could have been such a beautiful experience if it weren't for those two little bitches. Yeah.
And generally, you know, you want to shake the shit out of somebody, but I can't, because any anger that they're going to have, they're going to take out on her. Yeah. So I have to kind of bite my tongue, and I kind of just have to, hey, you're okay. Like, I'm literally just, I'm looking at them, but I'm just...
God, I wanted to punch them.
Like, so you have to just kind of stay calm and collected and all that kind of stuff. And then finally, when she had, because nothing was working and nothing was, and we were crossing the hour mark,
He was born at 24 and a half hours, and it was also 24 and a half hours before I had any pain relief.
So
because he was born 3 minutes
it
ago.
was so I remember the doctor coming in, and he's like, okay, well, and he was a great doctor, by the way, the doctor who delivered our son, just said, okay, and she's like, time to get him out, and let's go for a C-section. And I'm like, well, we kind of don't like to encourage that, and we'd like to let that be a last minute option. She's like, I do not care. I don't care. Just da 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 da. And he's like, okay, well, there's other ways. Maybe we can try the epidural. And she's like, no, I'm not trying that again. Da 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 da. So finally, I just asked them to leave the room.
Good.
Because they had given her some medication. They'd tried, but nothing was really working.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure she had a clear head and had a second. I just kind of looked at her over the bed. I go, do you understand what I'm saying to you right now? She's like, yes. Like, just furious. And I'm sitting there going, oh, shit.
Do you remember this? What he's saying now? Because I know you're probably delusional at
No,
this point.
I'm not unsure if you're going to say what I think you're going to say.
Okay.
But I just said, do you understand what I'm saying to you right now? She's like, yes. I go, what do you want to do? And she's like, I want this baby out. I need him out. I feel like I'm going to die. And I just went,
my gosh.
enough said.
Oh my gosh.
Those were her exact words to me.
In that moment, and this sounds so morbid and like down on such a beautiful moment, but I was, God, this is fucking, now I'm saying this back, I'm like, dang, how was I in this space? I was content with dying. Just because.
So I'm so sorry.
Wow.
That's just thunder. If you can hear that, guys.
That's God saying, get your shit together. Don't ever be content, brother.
I love that
playing some
sign.
sounds for it. Damn. That's wild. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, it makes me sad that that was
went through your
the
head.
space that I was in. And it was I think just a combination of, like Ronnie said, nothing was working. The two asshole nurses, and I couldn't see like the end of it. I couldn't like, I just didn't know when I was gonna stop feeling what I was feeling. And I also didn't understand it because I wasn't feeling anything in my abdomen. Everything was in my back, and this is not what the birthing course taught me.
Sunny side up. The boy was sunny side up.
Yeah.
So I just opened the door and I said, C-section. He's like, are you? Yeah, go now. He goes, okay, give us 40 minutes.
He really wanted me to push, and I'm so glad that I stuck to my guns, because finding out that he was sunny side up,
and you were only 4 centimeters.
in order to push a sunny side up baby, he would have had to use interventions like forceps or a vacuum, which is just so dangerous.
Gosh.
So C-section
Crazy
really
shit you
was-
learn when your wife or girlfriend or whoever's expecting.
gosh.
Wow.
God, I can't
So-
imagine. I didn't know that. I can't imagine. her
It was
saying that
wild,
to you.
but
Yeah,
then-
that's a fucking deep. Okay.
Did you tell her that I watched everything when they
I'm
pulled
not
him
trying to
out?
remember what I said.
I think you did. Because I think I asked. I said,
That
"Did
was
you watch?"
wild.
Yeah.
That was wild. So she's on the table, and they brought me in after she was already ready to go. Because the whole reason why we wanted the birthing center and stuff is so there's not a room full of 15, 20 people, and
And also, I
she's
wanted him to catch Austin.
Yeah, you want it just to be
like a
guys.
football.
Yeah.
I was ready. But so by the time they brought me in, there's 15, 20
Oh, that
people,
was a
and
huge
I'm
team
just
in
like,
there.
oh shit. So I'm in head to toe in all the whites and all that kind of stuff, and she's on the table, but she got a blue curtain up, so she can't see anything. And I'm down by her going, hey, you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm good.
Finally.
She finally got
Great.
the thing.
Spinal block.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she was
Happy.
She's smiling at me like she was now. I'm like, are you drugged up? And you're like, nope, I'm good. I'm like,
I
"Oh,
actually
shit."
was, but I didn't know it at the time.
So then they're going. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to look. She's like, I wish I could look. You should look. And I went, all right. And I looked over the curtain. And if you're queasy, then it's whatever. But as soon as I looked over the curtain, they had his head out. He was looking at me. He was like this. He had his eyes closed, but he was facing me. I went, and then I was like, holy shit. And then all of a sudden they pulled, and his whole body came out. I went,
Oh my
and I looked
God.
at her. I go, you good? You're like, yeah, I'm great. I'm like, holy
The relief I
shit.
felt in my ribs. I remember the nurse saying, okay, a little bit of pressure now. And that was when he pulled him out. And I just felt his legs come out from under my ribs. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know
It's like
I was
taking
feeling
a sweet
that.
dump, huh, brother?
It was, I'm not even going to respond.
7 pounds.
Pushing buttons. So yeah, I pulled him right out, and I just looked at her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm great." And then so they take him. There was literally a table, and everybody kind of starts taking care of him. And like the doctors are right there, but their shoulders are turned to her. There's an open wound, and I've seen enough movies to go. So I'm looking, and there's blood going, and I'm looking at her. I go, "Everything okay?" "Yeah, I feel great." And I'm like, I'm trying not to say anything. I'm just, hey, anybody gonna? Doctor goes, "Yeah, she's good." And I'm like, I can see a wound. I can see like there's a cut. So I start. I don't know anything. I'm not a doctor, but no, and everything was. Everything was wild.
Wow.
But yeah, so that was that. But this to see them together is just, you look at things different. That whole experience, like we hear that the toughest job in the world is a mother's job. We hear that growing up. We don't acknowledge it, or not. That's wrong. I shouldn't say that. We don't have an understanding for it as children, because we just grow up with our parents and just think like, there's my mom, there's my dad. We don't understand what they have had to go through for us. So to see her pretty much go a full day in complete pain to ensure that he's okay, like, number one, might be the strongest woman I've ever seen. Blows my mind. I know I couldn't do that. 100% I couldn't do that. And then how he is now, his little personality that he's starting to get. He's almost 7 months.
Yeah.
His little personality and how happy he is. Like, it's to the point you walk in a room and he wakes up, and no matter who it is, he sits up and he's looking at his crib, and as soon as he can see, he goes, and you're like, he's just a happy baby.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is because of her and how she talks to him and how she makes it's, and I'm sure a lot of parents are like that with their kids. My hope is that, and I'm not saying we will, because we just won't. I don't think that'll ever change in terms of how we view what we want for him.
Yeah.
So I was a mama's boy, so I think he'll be a mama's boy. The challenge is going to be, in terms of raising him in an ever evolving world where not necessarily a lot of negativity, but a lot of conflict just keeps coming to the forefront. That's all we talk about. There's always something wrong with the world. There's always something somebody's fighting and something's fighting back against. I just want him to be able to stick to his moral compass and make his mind up for himself.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I want him, like a lot of men will say, I want my son to do better than I did, or I want my son to be better than me. I just want him to be better than me mentally. I want him to not have to feel a lot of ways that I felt throughout my career and stuff like that. But again, that's part of being able to navigate through those tough times. So seeing them together is probably my favorite visual ever, anytime.
And he's been back together. I'm so sorry, guys. His thunder is.
I love it. It gives me
hearing
this
it?
ominous feel.
A little bit.
Might be ominous. Ominous. It's pretty cool. How many times has he been back to Canada? Because I know he's going to Australia soon with you, so to be with your family.
He just has been to Canada the one time.
Yeah.
One time, yeah.
Yeah, he's been to Canada once. So then he's going to go on a long ass flight back home. But it's great. It's going to be good. He's going to see a lot of his cousins and so we're pumped. It's wild. It's the best.
Do you think because I'm knocked up and
nice Snooks. Nice.
And Snooks and we're always talking about parenting styles and you have the conversations that you never really have with when you're married about what you want to raise, like how you're going to raise a child, if you agree on little things, big things and stuff like that. Was that a big thing for you guys? Did you guys have to sit down and be like, okay, we have completely separate parenting styles?
We have different.
Do you really? Okay, so you guys
we talked about it before and after, since he's been born. And
I'm sure it's changing because you guys are learning. It's your first child. You're learning as you go and working together. But so you think you have different parenting styles? Wow. Okay.
I think we just have different beliefs on
discipline.
Okay. So what's your stance on that?
I don't know if I specifically have a stance. I just don't like Rodney's perspective.
What's your perspective?
So listen, I'm not gonna beat my son. And if you ever watch this in years from now, Austin, that was never a thing.
We love you, Austin.
But I came up in an era where I got I got the belt, I got my ass kicked.
And that's not what I'm suggesting.
That's not what I'm suggesting. But I do remember one time.
And the lights have come back on. We just lost power.
We did.
Then for a split second, guys. Luckily, I have a generator. So there is a storm. Hopefully that won't happen again. That's going to affect the audio in the first half, but that's all right. So we're just going to dive straight back into it.
So I got to talk louder?
Well, now we've got the mics going. We've got the audio now. But
We're hoping to sync that back up. So
Fantasy.
yeah, not too crazy.
it still happens. But we were right in with discipline, Rondo. if you
Feeding
will.
children, is that what we were talking about? Feeding
Oh,
children?
my God.
Well, okay, I don't mean that.
Let's not get
but,
clickbait here.
yeah, no, I think I was saying I used to get the belt. I used to get, I was brought up in that era, and then people
I was
before
gonna say, it was
me.
that generation.
Yeah,
For sure, 100%.
people, my parents before me got it even worse. But I remember I was, I think I was 18, and my dad, Shane, we were walking up the stairs going into the house, and he said something to me, and I made a smart ass comment, and he like cut right in front of me, got right in my face, and now it's funny because he's like 5'9" and 190 pounds, and I'm like 6'2", 220. So the visual, but back then he was right in my face, and he looked at me and he goes, "Do we have a fucking problem?" And I just went, "Oh, I'm not a kid anymore. Okay, this is how. Okay," and I just went, "Nope." Good. And that was, and I just brought it up to him the last time we were in Canada. I go, "Do you remember doing that?" He goes, "No." I go, "That was a big learning moment for me, because that's when I realized, like, as I get older, I'm going to be responsible for a lot of things that I say and a lot of things that I do.
Yeah.
And how,
You might not remember.
and if I don't take accountability for that, there are consequences."
Yeah.
So my biggest concern, or, where we kind of run into a problem, and a lot of the examples I use this is just an example. I'm not saying this will happen. I don't know. But like, if I'm upstairs
This will never happen.
and Austin is downstairs with her and he says something back and he calls her a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come downstairs and punch him in the face.
No.
I go, but you'll hear my footsteps, and I will get, however tall he is, I will get down to his level, just like my dad did to me, and go, "If you ever call my wife or your mother or any female that name again, you and I are going to have a problem, son." All I want him to do is think.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want him to be I don't want him to be afraid, even though intimidation, that's bigger. It does.
Well,
It does
Yeah.
have its effect. What I want from my son is to question him and have options. Why you do that? And if he doesn't have a good answer for me, I'm going to question him again.
Yeah.
Like you have to know that, because out in the street, if he's 19, 20, 21, and he's had a couple drinks at a bar and he's walking down the street and he sees some guy and his girlfriend, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" And the guy just turns around and takes 2 of his front teeth out. That's a very real reality.
Yeah.
It is my hope and belief that the way we will raise him, he will never run into a situation where he calls me a bitch or anyone. He will grow up with morals and...
Yeah.
But even people with morals,
I was about to say that's
People
the
are-
hope, but teenage boys are a whole different.
so, if he does things or says things that get him punched in the mouth, okay. If it says or does things out on a sports field that gets him just leveled and tuned up for a second or two, okay. As long as it's not something that's detrimental to his life or somebody else, as long as he doesn't hurt himself or someone else to the point where nothing can be reversed or nothing can be fixed, I just want him to be able to think to prevent that, if that makes any sense.
And you're going to be, you're his father figure, obviously. So he's gonna look to you and how you treat people,
And that's why I believe we won't run into these issues.
Because he's going to have one as an example.
Yes, he's got a good role
100%.
model.
Yeah,
So-
I agree with that.
But, there's just a difference in terms of how we handle things. I was a mama's boy, so
So you get,
we don't treat women like that.
He won't.
Absolutely.
We have a great attachment, Austin and I, and we will. That's my goal.
Yeah.
For his life.
Yeah.
But it's just wild when you have, and this is what I'm excited for you to. I mean, we've said it, especially those of us that kind of like to do other things other than just wrestling. I've always thought about it beforehand, but it's even more paramount now that he's here. Wrestling, in the grand scheme of everything, in the totality of life, I've been wrestling for, it'll be 20, let's just say I get to 23 or whatever years.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it'll be this much of my life.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it will be. That's it. It's just this much of your life. So I will hopefully have the next 20, 30, 40 years with my son or future daughter or future whatever. Like, there's just things, I enjoy it. I love it.
Puts everything into perspective.
It's been great.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just this much of my life. So
I love that. And it's interesting. I feel like and I want to know if you guys felt this, when I found out I was pregnant, it's like you start to think about your childhood. And now I start to think about things that I loved that my parents did. and things that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would
What
do
you
that.
would do differently.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very interesting how it changes your mind and you
Absolutely.
think about your own childhood. So
Yeah.
it's funny how you remember that moment with your dad, and he doesn't. And there are so many moments like that with my parents too. Like, no, I don't remember that, but it's instilled in a child's
memory.
But yeah, it's very interesting how that works, and you don't know what's going to stick and what's not going to stick. What Austin's
For
going to
him.
remember
Right.
in 10, 15
Right.
years. Yeah.
Well, I got excited. I bought a red wagon. I wanted to find an old school, like steel, like old, like way back when, like
They don't make
1970s,
anymore.
80s. Yeah, they're tough to find. But I bought a big, like plastic one from Amazon and put it. I hate building things. I hate it. I will pay through the nose to have someone come and assemble
Put
a
it together.
small little
Literally.
end table.
And
I
hang a picture
hate
on the
it.
wall.
I can't stand it. It's annoying. It drives me crazy. I can't do it. But I bought him a couple things that needed to be assembled, and I get so excited. But
And
I
he
wanted
gets
to,
into it straight away.
and I wanted to put him into it and strap him in, and then I take him on a little wagon because I don't remember ever. And this isn't anything towards my dad. I don't remember being in a wagon. I've seen it in movies
Yeah.
or you see it in pictures, but I don't remember ever being in a wagon when I was a kid. So one of the first things I just wanted to put him in a wagon so I can say that, yeah, I used to drag you around in a wagon, a little plastic wagon, and you had the time of your life.
I love that.
So that kind of stuff, like, I get excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad used to put me in a wheelbarrow. He used to run me around.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In the wheelbarrow. Yeah.
it's good. So that kind of stuff I look forward to.
Well, you know, I've seen, obviously I've met Austin numerous times, and I love him, and you guys are just loving parents. I think you guys have such a strong marriage as well. It's really beautiful to see.
Yeah.
So I'm so, she's alright.
He just fucking pushes my buttons. And he does it on purpose because he thinks my reaction is funny.
No, I
Pisses
do-
me
You
off.
don't laugh.
I'm doing it for,
I know,
so that's
the
why I
thing.
do it.
People
I do it
encourage
so
him.
you laugh and then Snugs
Fucking
laughs.
Breeze
You put
laughs,
me in
and
a-
everyone thinks it's a good
Breeze,
time.
I look at Breeze and I go,
Yeah.
and then I'll say something, he'll go, I go, no, it's happening. I'm doing it. And she just sits there and does this.
Well, I can't wait for our boys to.
I am so excited for
together.
Austin
So
to have friends.
that's what I'm excited, because I don't do well with people.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
Yeah, I don't want to
I'm
make
not,
other mum
I'm not
friends.
making
I
new
don't-
friends at
you
this
know,
at
if we go to the baseball games and some guy's like, my son's number 7, what's yours? I'm like, I don't know. My
He's
kid,
on base.
we're not gonna,
No.
He's number 10.
Down.
That's all you need to know. We're good. And I'm just gonna, let's go, son.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm just not, So
You're going to be the coach of his team.
because I'm not dealing with parents. Why is
Oh,
my kid not
gosh.
playing? Because your kid sucks.
You would
It
be
doesn't work
good.
hard.
You would be a good coach.
But sport
Not
parents
baseball. Wrestling,
are
great
insane.
coach.
Sure, they
Sport
are.
parents are crazy.
They are.
Oh
Right.
my gosh, yeah, no.
And you know, I have a little bit of a temper.
Yeah.
So I
Slight.
don't want to do.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we have
Yeah.
youngins on the way,
Yeah.
and
Oh my gosh, they can play
now we can
baseball
have
together.
Oh my
baseball
gosh.
games and
Stop
birthday
it.
parties and Christmases
I am
and
so
yeah.
excited.
That's
for
what I'm
all of
excited
that.
And they're
about,
cousins.
yeah.
They have to be cousins. Like we're not related by blood, but they have
No,
to be.
right, of course.
You know,
I
your uncle Breeze.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
all the
We're
same.
gonna have. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have 3 boys.
I know.
They're
Uncle
just gonna be
Snugs.
beating each other up. They're 5 years old.
It's gonna be a shit show.
It's gonna
Gonna
be
be a shit show.
hilarious. Oh gosh, well that's makes me happy thinking about that. We've got that to look forward to.
Yes.
And more kids, maybe.
I'm gonna work
Don't
until I
ask
die. You first,
Oh,
Snugs.
God.
You first, bud.
Yeah, we'll make the plunge first because you made the plunge with the first one, so
Yeah.
we'll follow suit. Rondog, I wanted to try something different. We've never done a segment like this before, but it's a little questionnaire, and I stole it from what's that Colbert show? No, one of the late night.
If you ask me what my dream match is, I'm going to.
Oh, no.
I'm going to pile drive myself on this table.
We've received that enough times to know that that's a downer.
Yeah.
So we've come up with 5 questions each. They're
Are these
random.
like rapid fire or no?
They can be rapid fire, yeah. But if you want to answer it with a little bit more detail, yeah. But they're kind of just like random questions.
All right.
That we'll come up with. Do we show tit for tat?
Sure, we can tip
Okay.
Oh
that.
boy. Okay.
Tip for tip.
Okay. Hopefully nice
Number
questions.
1.
Sure.
What's your first memory of Cass?
Oh.
My first memory of
I
Cass.
would like to know this too.
Oh, I'll tell you my okay, I'm kind of gonna cheat
Well, I've
here.
had both.
I'm gonna tell her my favorite moment. I think when I really like went,
I know what he's going to say.
huh. So we were all in Orlando for the Performance Center. And we all went out one night to, what is it downtown? Just downtown Orlando, right? I can't remember what
Wall
it was.
Street.
Fort, was it?
Wall Street?
Wall Street, that's what it was. Okay. And we were all at this bar.
Yeah, I went one time and never went back.
Well, that one time is what I remember. And I don't remember what bar we were at. All I remember is that we were kind of all out on the dance floor. And this was before a lot, like there's a lot of us, they used like, or a lot of big stars on TV today. This is all before that time.
Yeah.
And everybody was kind of dancing, doing their thing. And I kind of like turned around and she was in like a blue and white like dress.
I don't remember.
And she had a drink. She had a little drink, but she had and it was just like a little, it wasn't anything crazy, just like a little plastic cup, a little straw. And she was just like, and just standing in one spot. I just went,
Because I'm awkward as fuck.
I just went, that's kind of the cutest thing. I just went,
Oh my God.
huh, all right. And that stands out in my mind, and I
I
can see her
love
dancing,
that.
and I can
That's
see her
not
just.
what
You
you
can
can
see that memory.
We were already like hanging out then. That was
Are you sure?
yes. What was it? Because Jess wasn't there. I went out because it was after like an Orlando show, and you were like, we should go out.
Yeah.
But we
All
were
of us.
already hanging out.
Okay, I don't know.
But that's favorite.
I just remember
I'll
that's one
take
of my
that.
favorite.
I
I
love
just think
that.
that's one of the
Yeah,
cutest
you
things.
can see that in your mind. Like you can go back and you can see her
Killed
dance.
it for me.
I
I thought it was like a nice little fairy tale
like,
type
it's not
thing.
good
But,
enough.
wow, we've been together for 10 years before that. No, okay, sorry.
Pushing my button.
I'll pass it along to you.
Wait, I don't want to know what your first memory is.
Oh, do you
First
have a
memory?
first memory?
Yes, I do have first memory. When we were all playing beer pong at Big Cass's place.
Yes, that's our first night.
That was the first night there,
Yeah.
so
Oh my
everybody was
gosh.
there. Shout out to Big Cass, my man.
Come
Good
on.
time, big party, and Leah too. Yeah, there was a bunch of us there, and that's when I remember seeing the Aussies
Yeah,
for the first time.
Aussie.
Because all the boys were like, "Who's the chicks? Who's the new chicks?" And I was just like, "Yeah, who is the new chicks?"
We were having a
That
great
was-
time playing
yeah.
beer pong with Dash and Bull Dempsey.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh my God. And we were so nervous. That was the first time we
Very
were
nervous.
meeting everyone before
But
we had
hadn't
even gone
started
to the
yet.
PC. Yeah.
This was like a Saturday night, and we were starting our first day. Orientation was the
Yeah,
Monday.
we
Yeah.
went with Pam, aka Bailey, and Danilo, aka
we
referee.
did do Danilo. Oh, I miss him.
Good times.
Yeah.
Gosh, that feels like a fucking lifetime ago.
Right?
Holy
It
shit.
was only like 5 or 6 years ago.
No,
too.
it wasn't.
No,
it was like
about
8 or 9.
Yeah.
What year was it?
We've been here for about 8 years.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it was
yeah,
about
you
8
did a
years
lot.
ago.
It was only 5 years
It was
ago.
only like
We've been married 4.
He moves quick.
All right, moving on. What 3 people, dead or alive, would you like to have dinner with?
Oh, it's tough.
It's
Not-
classic.
not-
Not
tough
any
one,
particular. Muhammad Ali, Dave Chappelle,
Ooh.
my mom.
Oh,
That would be a great dinner with
I
all
love
3 of
that.
them.
Yeah, that'd be good time.
You see my mom in the middle of Dave Chappelle and Muhammad Ali?
I 100% yes.
So
Who the fuck are
good.
you guys? Yeah. So,
Oh, there's something about mums where there's a point they reach and they just don't care.
No,
They just say what they, and I can't wait. I mean, we're kind of already there, but I can't wait.
It's a
You know what
different
I mean?
level.
It's a different level where they're just like, yep, fuck what?
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's how my
Oh,
mom
I
was.
love that. What is your favorite sandwich?
oh, favorite sandwich. You know what? Just the old school crunchy peanut butter and banana.
Ooh,
banana.
little. I was gonna say it's like Elvis, but Elvis had bacon.
That's a late night.
You've been having that lately, haven't you?
It's a
Not bad.
late night special. If yeah.
I keep waking up and seeing the knife in the sink full of
Yeah.
peanut butter, so I know something's happened
Yeah.
last night.
What's that?
Crunchy. It's got to be crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah, he loves it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
If you were a fighter pilot, what would be your nickname?
Mm. What'd you say?
That's a dish long.
No, foreskin. Because when shit gets hard, I disappear. So I have to go.
Did you just come up with that?
I read that somewhere
I'm about to
once.
say, yeah.
I can't come up with that. I'm not that clever. I read that
Oh,
somewhere forever ago.
That's
Yeah.
fucking great.
Call me good old foreskin.
Snoops, do you like that one? Yeah.
Get a thumbs up.
Oh shit. Our sons turn 17.
Oh boy.
Futuristic question.
17.
And they come to you and say, "We want to be tag team professional wrestlers." What do you say? What's your response?
My response?
Go see TJ.
Yeah, I'm either gonna send them to I need to send them to TJ or if he's not gonna be, or Cody, one or the other.
Okay. So you would prefer them to get trained somewhere else and then come to you, or you wouldn't want to train them yourself?
No, I would, because I know that they would look up for them in the sense that they would push them just like they would push anybody else.
It's like
If
Colton coming to you.
Yes,
Exactly.
like
Yes.
so that's
Yeah.
that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Billy could push Colton and still does once he's in, but now
Yeah.
he knows how to differentiate between feeling like he's being attacked,
Yeah.
like emotionally, or this is just business.
Yeah.
It's a good perspective to have a different.
So
approach, yeah.
I trust
And someone that you
TJ,
trust, yeah.
and I trust TJ and
Wow.
his training to a T. He's one of my favorite all-time opponents.
Oh,
And
We love
Cody, I
TJ.
just know that he accepts nothing but the best,
Yeah.
so he would push
I love that.
him. And then if they're good and they give me the thumbs up, I go, okay, let's go,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then we can go.
I love it.
Yeah. I like
I
that
think
too.
tag team. Right? Come up with that later. We'll tag team name for our boys. TJ, you got a little bit head's notice. 17-ish years.
Would you rather fight off a kangaroo or an emu?
Ooh,
The hard-hitting question.
that is.
This is probably gonna make a lot of people mad. I don't know much about emus.
So they're a
So-
big bird. They're really feathery.
Big bit.
They're a big bird, and they've got long legs, long neck, and they've got fucking beak,
They
mate.
kind of look like an
Like an
ostrich,
ostrich?
And they
right?
run like an ostrich.
Kind of, yeah.
And they run very fast.
Or
Very
they
similar
run very
to an
fast.
ostrich.
They're the only bird that doesn't fly.
Yeah.
So they got okay,
flightless.
so it's,
Pretty much an
an
ostrich,
ostrich.
like an Aussie ostrich.
so they got no arms.
No,
They've
yeah.
got wings.
Just
They're a
wings.
bird.
Oh, give me the bird, man.
Yeah, same. I'd go bird. too,
Kangaroo
sure.
can kick, punch, and
They
headbutt
would
the shit out of me.
fuck you.
They would
up,
kill you.
kangaroo.
A kangaroo will kill you.
Yeah,
They've
no,
got
give me
the tail.
the bird.
Okay,
Give me
good.
the bird.
You just can't run.
Give me the bird.
You're gonna get caught.
Don't look at my pop quiz question.
I haven't. You know how blind I am. I can't see. You know that.
Mr. Rum Dog. Apples or oranges?
Oranges.
Ooh!
Wow, that's hit a nerve, did it?
Controversial, I think.
But
Interesting.
there's a reason for that.
Okay.
It's because I'm weird.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Ask. Just go ahead. Ask. Or she'll say.
You know how you peel an orange?
Yep.
Right, you peel the skin off and
Yeah.
then some,
The white bit.
all the
It's
time
just-
the white bit is
yeah.
still there. He will get your orange
just
and
a-
he'll get
just
a
a
bowl and he will sit there for an hour peeling the white things off the orange before he even
I
goes
got-
in. And it pisses me off because then I started doing that.
Oh, you've
I gotta
gone
get
to
as
it
much
now.
of it as I can.
You can't eat any of the
And,
white bit.
and
No,
like
I could.
I kind of
I
destroy
could eat
the
it at
orange.
any time.
But you just don't want it.
I just like to get
But-
all.
And it has to be
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would drive me insane.
I'm sure there's a medical term for it. I don't. Whatever.
OCD.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoy it. It's great. And I'm relaxed. I'm watching a movie, and she's like, "Is that your third orange?" No, it's the first one. What are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
Wow, interesting. What would you
I just have to hope my
apple?
kid doesn't ask me
You'd
for
say
one.
apples.
I like a good cold crisp apple.
Snooks. Apple?
Yeah.
Apple.
What about you?
Apple.
Yeah, give the other one else.
Lone wolf.
I'm about to say this
Lone
shit.
wolf. Lone wolf gangster.
Oh, God.
What else we got?
Your
It's
turn.
me.
Yep.
If you could be an exceptional at any other talent, what would that talent be?
Is this like talent? Okay, no, I was thinking superpowers.
No, not so
Talent. I have a toss up.
Okay.
I wish I could play piano
Ooh, yeah.
and sing.
Oh,
If I could be good at
He
Two
can
things.
sing.
can't sing.
He can sing.
when you're not being silly, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I sing to her sometimes, and I'll sing to my son.
Yeah.
I sing Elvis to him.
Oh,
The king.
Yeah, but when he's
my
just like
mum's favorite. I love Elvis.
singing along to the radio and he doesn't know that he probably doesn't even realize he's singing
Yeah.
and I'm listening.
Dang, he's a good
Just do
voice.
it all.
Damn, maybe we do a country band with our songs then.
But yeah, those two. Piano. I don't know why.
I've always
Just a beautiful
fascinated
instrument.
with piano. It's so lovely. And violin. I love that.
Graceful.
Yeah.
Graceful.
Very, very interesting.
Respect.
My last question is, we kind of already went over that. Favorite movie of all time?
Ooh. Oh, that's tough.
And that's tough. So maybe give me if you've got like a couple of the bank that you like.
I mean, usually the first one I'd say is Shawshank Redemption. One of
Classic.
my all-time favorites. The Usual Suspects. It's another one that's right up there. What?
Is that even a movie? I feel
Yes, Dances with Wolves. Where'd that come
like
from?
I feel like is that not one of your favorite movies? I have
It
never
is-
seen
It
it.
is not anywhere near one of my favorites.
I
It's a
don't
great
even know what
movie.
it's
He won an
about.
Oscar for it. But I mean,
I feel like you made me watch something when we first started dating. I thought that
it was not Dances with Wolves.
I don't even know what this is
I
about.
assure you. But oh man, there's those two. There's Goodfellas. There's Casino. I mean,
What's the one you always put on Donnie Darko?
that's not Donnie Darko. That is a movie. That's Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco.
So, but two different genres. But I'm a big mob movie kind of guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
even Martin
you like
Scorsese is like,
Oh my gosh, dude.
like everybody else in the world. Yeah, it's really tough to
Okay.
pinpoint. But probably Shawshank I can have on repeat all day
You're
and
good.
just listen as background noise and
Yeah.
just
That's cool. I like that.
Oh my
You got
last
last question.
Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
Ugh.
socks for a month.
Yeah.
You don't got to put your mouth on my feet.
You're gonna edit that out.
Do not.
We're gonna leave that in.
Come on, I'm so nice and PG in all the other interviews I'm supposed to do. You want to watch? This is the stuff you guys want to hear about, is it not?
Too good. Oh shit. Okay, well. From that note, we're just gonna do a little timeout. Timeout. Oh. Guys, the audio is fucked. Big storm.
Still going.
At
the residence
Snooks.
of-
Yep. I don't know what to call it.
Florida living.
But we're gonna move on to the pop quiz.
Oh boy.
It's time for the pop quiz.
Little special pop quiz too.
Yes, it is.
Girls versus boys.
I'm not smart.
No, you
Run. Snug Dog versus Inspiration.
It's Snoogie and Ron Dog versus the iconic, inspirational Jessie. Okay, we'll go first.
Yeah, you say that with such confidence. Yeah, let it go.
We're good at pop quiz. We used to be.
We
So Snoogs is off camera as always. They're gonna deliberate on their answers. And Snoogs has 5 questions put in there as well for us. So we're all working together.
Wait, did you come up with pop quiz questions?
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
She sent me
Oh,
those.
that's right.
yeah.
I just thought, shit, I didn't tell you to come up with pop quiz
I
questions.
took care of it.
Oh gosh.
So are we doing all yours first and then ours?
do- yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
both you fine gentlemen.
For those of you that don't know, Snoogs is very smart. Very
Yeah.
smart. So
Whenever we have
anytime
game
I'm on
night.
game nights or trivias, as long as he's on my team, I don't have to actually say anything.
They're a good
I'm
team
good.
together.
They are a good team
Yeah.
together, yep. Okay, so I'll do
Just
my
do
5
yours,
first.
yep.
Okay. Question number 1, fellas.
Listen.
Regarding WWE's Intercontinental Championship, who has the most reigns?
I feel like I know this.
Oof.
I think I know it.
They're thinking. You can deliberate answers out loud.
Can he talk off
Yeah. He
camera?
Yeah, you can talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah. Chris Jericho.
Correct.
Oh,
Yes,
that was not my
yes.
guess.
9?
Undecided. TBT.
You do your homework, Mark. What's the matter with you?
I typed in WWE trivia and
Yeah.
it came up.
No,
Yeah, okay, one
yeah,
from
I
one.
think it's Jericho.
Someone might be a little bit harder. Question number 2. Name 3 of the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
Ancient.
Just 3
So, Stonehenge.
of the ancient
Not
world.
modern.
So pyramids.
That's one.
That is one.
Yep. Great
yeah.
Pyramid of Giza.
Great Pyramid of Giza.
Great Wall of China.
No.
It's not ancient.
Ancient.
we're talking-
Snoogie. Ancient.
I know
Take
the 8th
yourself
wonder of the
back.
world. Ancient.
Yeah, no. Just
Maybe. Yeah.
Rome.
you.
Colosseum. That's it.
Yes.
2.
Well, it's okay. It might. I'm giving it to you because this is hard. It says the Colossus of Rhodes. Is that a Colosseum?
That's what I thought.
No.
Process of what?
Copy and paste
The
from Google.
Colossus of Rhodes.
Roads? I don't
That's
think
not
that's
Colosseum.
the Colosseum at all.
I thought it was the same.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll give you that one. So just give me one more. What are we thinking? I'll give you a hint. One is a statue. I think I could get that right.
Statue.
Statue.
I wouldn't
I'm thinking
have gotten that.
ancient.
I would have thought like the thing.
That's the thing that I think is throwing me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the.
That's like
Fucked if I know.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I can't.
Like when I think statues and I think going way back when, I'm thinking like
the gods.
Mount Olympus.
Oh well, it's at Olympia.
What is that?
You are so close.
What is that temple called?
It's a statue of something at Olympia. Yes.
Hey, Zeus.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. So you got 3.
You barely got 2.
been
The other
kind.
ones, just because. What are you? The Hanging Garden of Babylon, the Temple of Artemis, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria. I had no. These are ancient. Like these are 7 wonders of the world. I had no idea. Huh? Atlantis? No, mate, that's not one. Okay.
Nah, mate. That's not one.
Well, you guys are 2 from 2, killing
Oof.
it. Okay, question number 3.
Niagara Falls, Skylon Tower rises how many feet above the falls?
Oh,
Is
shit.
it A,
We've got multiple
675, B, 775, C, 875, or D, 975? How many feet above the falls? What are we thinking? It's a big fucking tower.
When in doubt, go see.
C. So your answer is C, 875. That is incorrect. It is B, 775. Beautiful tower.
Who the fuck knew?
Tall as fuck. Question 4. Guys better get this one, I'm just saying. How many times did the Iconics successfully defend their WWE Women's Tag Team Championship? Successfully defend.
Cheeks.
Like,
On
yeah,
TV,
wizard.
yes, sorry, on TV.
Snugs is saying twice. Ron Dog, what's your guess?
You want him at
gonna
Mania.
go.
That's all I know. That's all that matters.
Well, I remember.
You want to say 2? Yeah, that's incorrect. The answer is 3.
Oh, shit.
In our 6 month
Sorry to leave you hanging on that one,
6
Snugs.
months?
Kinda like,
4?
yeah, I always think Mania to SummerSlam. What was
So
that?
4
April?
months.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay. 3. Okay, last question for me. Australia is home to the world's most deadly animals. Name 5. Give
my
me 5
gosh.
out of the top 10
Oh, wow,
deadliest
50%.
animals in Australia.
Black Widow.
No.
How was the Black Widow not?
In
on there?
Australian
native.
native. Yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
The Typhon one.
Sorry, Bok dropped. He said box jellyfish and the brown snake, which is. He said inland taipan. Yes, that's 3. 2 more. Redback spider 5. I'm going to throw one to Rongodo because I
Great
think he
white
can.
shark.
You damn right it is. You
Great
damn
white
right it is.
damn
And that's
shark.
5.
I didn't know they were native to
Been
Australia.
chomping on humans all over the world since the
Dang.
beginning of time.
So
Wow.
look at
I
you.
did
Come
not
on,
know
Ronnie.
that.
Great white shark.
All right, great white shark.
He was waiting for his time.
Apex
His
predator.
moment to shine.
Guys did great. You got 3 out of 5 from me. Okay.
Those were good. Mine are dud.
Mine are duds.
What test does one need to pass in order to begin a career in law?
The bar.
The bar is correct.
Suits, man. Great show.
I had this question for Jess and I forgot that this was not the Jess episode and here we are, so you're probably going to get it. What professional soccer team does Lionel Messi play for? Lionel, however the fuck you want to say it. Lionel. Who
Yeah, right
does
now?
he currently sign to play with?
Yeah, Miami.
Inter Miami is
Inter
correct.
Miami. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What is longer, a mile or a nautical mile?
Oh, a nautical mile is, but I don't know I don't know the numbers.
Snooks is trying to decipher it.
Is it?
So what's a
We're just
nautical
talking
mile?
about miles
Do we,
here.
do we have to have the numbers or?
No. Just which
No, you
one's
just have to-
longer?
yeah.
I think a nautical,
Nautical?
mile is longer.
Okay.
That's ocean, right?
Yep. It's a nautical,
Nautical
mile.
mile.
Nautical mile is correct. 1.15 miles.
Hey, Damn.
1.15?
Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Okay. This one thinks his favourite film is The Shawshank Redemption. So we're going to test that.
shit. All right.
Snorks, have you seen Snort? Are you familiar with it?
The snore snake.
Snore, fuck. Big pop.
Because I
Big pop.
did hear it. Yeah, I know. Shit. Okay. In the film Shawshank Redemption, Andy Dufresne arrives at Shawshank State Prison to serve his sentence for murdering his wife and her lover. How long was his sentence?
Oh, first degree, back to back. Life sentences. Consecutive life sentences.
You got it.
Damn.
Yeah, killed 2 people. Yeah.
So they got 5 out of 5 for you.
No, that was 4.
Oh, that was 4. Okay. One more. Damn. Oh, great.
Where would you be standing if you were on the Spanish Steps?
What do we think?
Sounds like a trick question.
Spanish Steps.
The Spanish Steps are in
Where are they located?
somewhere in the world.
You don't know?
Snugs doesn't know.
I'm like 50-50.
Snooks is passing it off to Ronnie. Ronnie, what's your answer, mate? Hit us with it.
I mean, it's either, it's too obvious to be
You've
Spain
only
now.
got one.
It's Rome.
Oh,
Spain or Rome?
Correct. Rome. He said Rome first.
I know, but he then was not sure.
50-50.
Damn.
It's Rome.
Rome.
It's Rome. So you got 5. How many did you get?
3. They got 8 out of 10.
That's very good.
I think that's the
That's a very good
Very
effort.
good
last one was
score.
a shot in the dark, though.
Damn.
50-50 on it.
I
Spain's
had
too obvious.
never heard of the Spanish
And there
steps.
was somewhere, I don't know.
wow. Okay.
You're up, my guy.
He's looking
right.
smug right now,
right.
Isn't he?
He's
Like
got something
you
up
to-
his sleeve.
I know.
Up his
All right,
oversized tea
ladies.
sleeve.
You have to beat 8.
Woo!
We got
Which-
I mean, Snugs 8 out of 10.
That
Good
was
luck.
very good.
80% is the bar. No pun intended on your previous
yep,
questions. All right. Question number 1.
Hit us.
How
Look how
many
cute he is.
times did Ross Geller marry and divorce on Friends?
Ooh.
3.
Ooh.
He got married 4 times, divorced 3.
Never watched the show.
Final answer?
Yes.
3.
3 is correct.
Motherfuckers!
Little
Can't be with friends.
Don't give her a friend's question.
Hope to throw you a curveball. Question number 2, ladies. Which country invented tea?
Tea.
I mean, I want to say England,
Yeah, that's what I want to say too.
but is that too obvious? Are they going to throw us a little curveball?
tea?
And Snooks has been on a tea kick lately.
I don't know what else to
Right?
suggest.
We'll go England.
England it is.
Ah, shit.
The answer is China.
China.
Oh.
Dang it.
Bloody hell. Damn, wouldn't have guessed that. No.
Question number 3. How many bones do sharks have?
None.
Yeah. Wait.
I've given you this question
You
before.
have? I thought you have.
So what was your answer? Because you got it right. Where was your brain just taking you?
Well, they have teeth, so isn't a jaw a bone? Or am I overthinking it?
I think you're overthinking it.
Okay, we'll go with your
I'm
answer.
Sure, I think it's none.
0.
The answer is none.
Yes!
I was hoping you would. Oh, wait.
Don't listen to me.
Question number 4. How many legs does a crab have?
Crab. Oh, I just watched Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes they have 2 at the back hidden.
Under the sea, under the sea.
But they do have
Under
3.
the sea.
That's just a guess. I don't think I've ever looked at
It's either
crab.
6 or 8, I think. Just a little crab.
Just a little crab.
Do some have different legs, or they all have the same amount of number?
I have one number on this piece of paper.
We'll go 6, right?
I'm gonna I want to say 8 because
say
you
8?
think they've got little back legs.
Yeah, that's Little Mermaid. That's a fictional film.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
6?
6.
The answer is 10.
Oh wow!
Front ones too. Oh, damn it. Okay, well, both.
Ladies can't afford to get any more
my
wrong now.
Oh shoot! Hey, we work well under pressure.
And the last question of the first 5.
The 4th question.
Which year did the Titanic sink?
1912.
All right, you got it.
I'm a Titanic junkie.
All right.
I'm so glad he didn't hear your answer.
No, I
did
knew
you
it was
say?
1912, and I just got the one number wrong.
As I said 1912, she said 1902. And then looked at me.
But I knew it was 12.
Good, honey. Good. All right.
okay.
Those were my questions.
Okay.
Now
Good,
we're
you
on to
ones. They were good.
They were
Snook's
good.
questions.
Okay, so 3 out of 5. Okay.
Snook's questions are much more.
Oh, gosh, he's a shithead.
Yeah, they're much more
Intellectual.
Academic.
Academic.
All right. Question number 1. What is the capital city of New Zealand?
Wellington.
Calm down.
I know. I like whispered it. Just,
Correct.
I was so in the zone that. Suck it.
And question number 2. What direction does the Earth spin?
clockwise.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm so quiet.
Well, I just watched a video on Instagram where a guy set up his camera whoop.
Oh, shit.
And it was going that way. So that would have to
Which
be,
is
that would have to be clockwise.
Oh, so that would be
direction-wise, that would be what
Never
to what?
east.
What to what?
Oh, so like north, south, east, west. Okay. Oh, so if it's east to west or west to east. Well,
Wait,
if the sun
what?
rises in the east and sets in the west.
I don't know what is happening here.
Neither am I. Is it east? I think it's east
Is that
to
what you're
west.
asking? East or what?
Which direction? Yes.
So yeah. So it's either going to
It's north. That's not the answer. We're just discussing.
Yeah.
Calm down.
but it has to rotate a certain
Yes, it has
way.
to rotate. So
East.
it really only has
I think
two
east because
choices.
it's yeah.
Why are you talking about what the rise and fall of the sun?
Because Because I feel like that would help us rotate it because that's like the start. So we'd have to like.
So you think it's west?
I think it's east to west.
Oh, okay.
I think east.
Okay.
Oh shit. Is that what you think?
I don't know. I really
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Final answer?
I said clockwise.
Yeah, clockwise east.
East to west?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay. Incorrect.
Goes west to east.
Rotates west to east.
Fuck. Is that anti-clockwise?
But that's clockwise.
But they weren't asking that. They wanted a specific.
Wait, so you okay, I think that was not a great
That was a
phrased question.
Good question.
We'll think about it. Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that one.
All right. I'm just going off of what's on the
Yeah.
Y'all.
All right. In what year was the iPhone launched?
I think it was 2008.
2008.
6.
Oh shit.
I think it's 6.
I don't know if it was that. I don't know.
Because I graduated high school in 06. And
Did you have a high phone? A high phone.
iPhone.
Not back then because the flip ones were all
the rage.
No, I had the hip
Motorola.
top. Had the hip top one. Slides up, yeah. Cool. I think it's it might be 07. Shit. 06 or 07. I got the last one wrong, so I'm throwing this one to you. Either 06 or 07.
I don't know why 09
This
is like
our
coming
Neil.
to me.
No, they were
07.
Okay. She's gone 07.
Final answer.
Yes.
The answer correct.
Yes!
07. Jesus.
Yes. Suck it.
So where are we at? Right now, you've only had 2 wrong, right? Are we coming back to revisit that? Okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to revisit that.
In miles, how long is a marathon?
Oh, well, it depends. What do you mean?
In
Marathon.
miles,
But
what's
how?
the distance
But
in miles?
isn't a marathon defined by whoever is putting the organization that puts on the marathon?
A full marathon.
Yes.
Can I confirm that it's 25 Ks? Is it 25 Ks? No.
Isn't it 50?
Because that's like a 5K.
dude.
It's a half. Okay, so 50 K.
Oh, I was right.
So 50. Huh?
Yeah, in miles,
Yeah.
yes.
So so 50 miles. So it's 50 kilometers. is
Okay,
what in
so
miles?
Snooks just before said that a kilometer is like 6.6.
Yeah. Fuck.
So I want to say it's just more than half. So I'm going to go with 29.
3. No.
Just more than half was my guess.
No, yep, you're right. You're correct. You're
Or 28.
28, 29. But
Well,
that's
no,
cheating.
because he's confident that we're wrong if we think that 50 is
Is a full marathon.
snuggy.
Well, he just said 25K is a half marathon. So what's a full marathon? It has to be 50.
Maybe it's like a baker's dozen is 13.
Fucking hell.
Baker's dozen, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you reckon?
Fucking 32.
Okay, 32.
32.
Yep, put that in your answer.
Wonderful. Incorrect.
It's like
26.2.
Oh, Jen, you're close. Damn it. Okay.
And the final question
we've got one more.
today, ladies. A famous Canadian food known as bannock. Bannock.
What?
Bannock.
Okay.
Is what?
Poutine.
A sausage.
2 vastly different things. Vastly different.
But no.
Do you know?
Before. I'd never heard of this before.
Okay, interesting.
It's a soup.
It's a
I want to say
it's a root
I
vegetable.
want to say it's no, because people will yell at me for being.
Bannock. Is it
don't know where bannock comes
is it an act is it like a meal? Like you know how poutine is like 5 ingredients in one?
Nope, it's one thing.
One thing. Okay.
One thing.
Okay.
Oh, bannock.
It's a
It's a stew. It's like a pulled meat.
It's just a stew is a multitude of things. I just said it wasn't. Like it's a stew.
I didn't know.
Like very convincingly.
It's a pulled meat of what animal? A bannock.
Sheesh.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna say a fruit. Weird fruit.
I don't think it's a fruit.
No. Okay. You choose.
No.
Well, I said sausage.
Well, yeah, mate,
I've
we've
gone
gone back and forth about
I've gone
what a
back on
bannock
that.
is. Maybe it's a pie.
One ingredient.
Bannock
One
pie.
food.
Potato.
Potato. Bannock potato.
Final
It's
answer.
got to be a staple.
Yeah.
All right, potato.
All right. No. It is a bread.
Ah,
So
I
you're
knew it
actually
was a
close
staple.
with fruit, and then when you
yeah.
were just like potato, you guys were getting closer and
yeah.
warmer.
Okay.
It is
Damn.
a bread.
All right. So then we go back. So I think we got what 6 out of 10.
You got, we gave you the,
Gave us that other points.
Yeah,
7 out of
thank
10.
you.
yeah, you were close on
Because that was a poorly phrased
but
question.
you still got one less than we
7.
did.
7. Yes. Yeah, Snooks put up figures.
Boys, pick up the big dub.
They are a good
Fitting.
team. We knew they were a good
Fitting.
team
I know
together.
they are. They're undefeated. I think when they're together. And
I know, it pissed me
we have to
off.
break
Well,
that
he
shit.
has very good questions.
Yeah. But you're smart too.
Debatable.
You are.
The other thing is, I don't know how legit these answers are. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
we're
you
just
gotta-
getting it off the
Well,
internet.
I'm not going to go to like the fucking encyclopedia to
But some
double
people
check.
might be actually, if you guys are watching this and we were wrong.
Well, yeah,
I'm just going back.
Come with me.
honestly, we're wrong all the time when we do these segments.
Multiple
But I know
times.
I know weird things.
Right.
I know very little odd, weird things.
Well, it worked out
Sure.
here because the boys got the W with that one. And that
Snugs.
Concludes, yep.
that concludes this episode.
Thank you for being on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Lovely.
3 seasons.
Great to see you. I'm very
lovely
excited for
chat.
you and Snugs. I will see you at home in a couple hours. And
Again,
this
let the
was the
pork
best.
chops know socials, darling, where they can follow.
you know what? You know what? I've gotten away from socials
Okay.
a lot since Austin was. I put like
Yeah.
things on there promotion wise, but I don't really.
Don't go on there. Okay.
Is there anything you would like to promote to the pork chops?
Flatbacks. Give them the old flatbacks.com.
The old flatbackswrestlingschool.com if you ever think about doing some
Yeah.
wrestling training. No, but what I will say
AEW?
is,
Be kind.
and you know why. I'm gonna need this to promote something
Yeah.
again soon. Something, yes,
Okay.
something good.
Okay.
Soon, fun. That's exciting. That I'm very excited about to share with
Bring the
everybody. So,
exclusive.
yeah, maybe an
Ooh,
exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Lucky
So,
us.
Lovely.
so we'll have some good stuff to talk about then.
Cool.
Sweet. Well, part 2 will be coming soon.
There you go.
Lovely. As
you,
always,
love.
pork chops.
We love
and appreciate you.
Take care, pork chops.
Don't forget to follow us on the socials
At Off Her Chops.
at Cassie Lee.
At Jessica McKay.
And don't forget to
Slay your day.